Jordan Peterson absolutely was just completely plastered over the news everywhere. He, was trending on Twitter and was everyone was talking about this idea of enforced monogamy, and he was advocating for that. Now, the context of what what the reason was as to why he advocated for enforced monogamy was it was in direct response to what happened in Toronto, where there was a guy who took the van and then, killed, I think it was 10 people. And it was revealed that he had a hatred for women, and the term incel became known by, pretty much everyone keeping up with the news. I didn't know what incel was. It means involuntary celibate. If you still don't know, basically means someone who's trying to get laid but cannot do it. And so that came to the forefront. Now, I want to be clear because I think a lot of people don't know what enforced monogamy actually is. Enforced monogamy, it's a very dumbly and poorly worded term, because when you hear enforced monogamy, you would expect there to be actual enforcement to it, but there's not. It's just socially pressuring, or a society that's based on basically socially having monogamous relationships. So I wanted to bring this up because basically his reasoning for advocating for this, which is, having a enforced monogamy, as a society, was because of, preventing violence from males against females, and, lessering the anger, and you know what I'm saying. But here's something that's interesting. It looks like he shifted the goalposts while speaking to Joe Rogan, because he was basically caught in a contradiction where he was talking about how, the left wants, there are people on the left who want equality of outcome. And he was, sort of misrepresented, because he was acting like there was a lot more people on the left who actually want that than actually do. So that was, kind of just bad as well. But, while criticizing them for that, you're basically advocating for equality of sexual outcome, which is kind of weird in the first place. But it's an obvious contradiction and hypocrisy. So he got caught on this. But let's see what Jordan Peterson's reasoning for enforced monogamy is now.
The issue here for me isn't the men or the women, it's the children. And we're trying to set up societies where the probability that children will be raised in something approximating an optimal environment is optimized. And that's going to mean sacrifice of opportunity and choice on the part of adults.
Yeah, he just completely pulled that right out of his ass. And that's the thing, because you're just goalpost shifting from going, your original argument was, we need to do this because it's going to be able to prevent all of the violence against women that is happening for males due to anger and, obviously being an involuntary celibate. And so we need to prevent these attacks and these incel, rampages and all the shit that they're doing. We need to have enforced monogamy, which again is very poorly worded, because when you hear it, you think it's like actually enforced by something when it's not. But the point here being is that he just pulled that shit right out of his asshole. And so he's trying to advocate now for equality of sexual outcome on behalf of the kids. So I think that Jordan Peterson's probably going to rethink this, and I think that he'll change his mind, because to his credit, it looks like he's changed his mind on some stuff.